Picture this. You're scrolling through Instagram, sipping on your iced latte, and suddenly you see photos of Selena Gomez living her best life at a bachelorette party. Balloons, matching dresses, group selfies, the works. But wait, something's missing. Or should I say, someone's missing. Where's Taylor Swift? Why wasn't she at the party? And just like that, the internet does what the internet does best: spiral. Memes. Conspiracy theories. TikToks with dramatic dun 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 background music. Fans are pointing fingers, asking questions like, are they still friends? Did Taylor ditch? Did they fight over something huge? Or is this just a classic case of two mega celebrities being, well, busy? Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. It is free and help us bring you enjoyable content. And of course, watch till the end. Let's break it down. Because this isn't just about a party. This is about friendship, fame, loyalty, and the way the internet loves to blow things all the way out of proportion. Here's the first theory people threw around. Taylor Swift is simply too famous to casually show up at a bachelorette dinner. People were commenting things like, the security would have been insane, or she can't just sit at a table like the rest of us. But let's pause for a second. Do you know how celebrity security actually works? It's not like Taylor would roll up with one bodyguard named Carl holding a walkie-talkie. No, babe. We're talking a whole security detail, the kind you don't even notice unless you know where to look. Imagine you're sitting at a hotel restaurant. Selena's at one table, laughing with friends, clinking glasses. You look around, and everything seems normal. But take a closer look. That random guest in the corner who hasn't touched his drink in 45 minutes? Probably undercover security. The guy who keeps pretending to check his phone but has both eyes glued to Selena's table? Yep, bodyguard. That's how it works. Celebrities don't just walk into random spots without preparation. The venue is scoped out in advance, the reservations list is checked, and security makes sure everything is airtight. So, the argument that Taylor couldn't attend because she's too famous doesn't really hold up. If Selena can show up, Taylor can too. Fame isn't the problem. But if it's not security, then what's the real reason? She's too famous versus Selena is equally famous. Some people online argued Taylor didn't come because she's just too famous. Like, her level of stardom is somehow incompatible with normal human activities. But let's not forget, Selena Gomez is also insanely famous. She's not just a singer and actress, she's a business mogul. Rare beauty? Billion-dollar valuation. Her Instagram? 429 million followers and counting. If anything, Selena's just as much of a security magnet as Taylor. So why do fans act like Taylor is living on a different celebrity planet? Honestly, it's fandom wars. Swifties and Selenators usually get along, but sometimes outside voices love to stir the pot, planting seeds of drama where there might not even be any. And let's be real, does Taylor strike you as someone who would skip out on her bestie's major moment because she's too famous? No, that's not her vibe. But if it wasn't fame and it wasn't security, then what was it? Let's take a look at Taylor's life right now. World tours, album re-releases, billion-dollar box office movie of the era's tour, not to mention her relationship with Travis Kelce. Rumors are swirling that she might perform at the Super Bowl halftime show. That's not just busy. There's no way I remember what day it is busy. On top of that, when you're balancing personal relationships, business commitments, rehearsals, and global travel, sometimes you literally cannot be everywhere. And maybe, just maybe, this was one of those times. Could it be that Taylor's absence wasn't about drama, but just logistics? Yes, absolutely. But when has the internet ever been satisfied with a boring answer? Here's another fun angle. What if Taylor is simply throwing her own celebration for Selena? Think about it. Just because you don't show up to one bachelorette party doesn't mean you're not celebrating. In fact, it's becoming more common for brides-to-be to have multiple events with different friend groups. So maybe Selena had her Los Cabos trip with one circle of friends, and Taylor has something up her sleeve, something more private, more personal, and very Taylor-coded. Can you imagine a cozy weekend in upstate New York with matching pajamas, homemade cocktails, and a playlist curated by Taylor herself? It sounds exactly like something she'd do. And honestly, wouldn't that be kind of perfect? But are Selena and Taylor still friends? Here's the question on everyone's mind. Does this absence signal cracks in their friendship? Short answer, no. Selena and Taylor's friendship has spanned more than a decade. They've weathered relationships, career highs and lows, media storms, and constant public scrutiny. Selena has openly called Taylor her only real friend in the industry. Taylor has always shown up for Selena's milestones. If you think one missed party is enough to undo all that, you're seriously underestimating them. If anything, their friendship is built on trust and understanding. They don't need to be glued at the hip 24/7 to prove it. That's the beauty of real friendships. They last, even when life gets messy. But wait, before we tie this up with a bow, there's one more angle worth exploring. The internet's obsession with celebrity friendships. Why do we care so much about whether Taylor and Selena are still besties? Honestly, it's because their friendship feels real. Unlike so many surface-level Hollywood connections, these two have stuck by each other for years. And in a world where friendships come and go, especially in the entertainment industry, their bond is refreshing. It's human to wonder. We've all had that friend who didn't show up to a big event and thought, wait, do they still care about me? Multiply that by the power of celebrity culture and suddenly it becomes a global conversation. But here's the truth, celebrities are human too. They have scheduling conflicts. They miss events. They celebrate in different ways. And just because Taylor wasn't in those Instagram pictures doesn't mean she wasn't cheering Selena on in her own way. The takeaway: stop stirring drama, besties. So, here's where we land. No, Taylor didn't skip because of security issues. Celebrities have that covered. No, she didn't bail because she's too famous. Selena's just as famous. Most likely, Taylor was busy or she has her own celebration planned. And most importantly, yes, Selena and Taylor are still best friends. The moral of the story? Not everything is a feud. Sometimes, it's just life. And if you're using this situation to pit fandoms against each other, maybe go outside, touch some grass, and let these two incredible women live their lives. So, best friend, what do you think? Was Taylor's absence just a scheduling conflict, or do you believe she's planning something extra special for Selena? Drop your thoughts below because I want to hear all the theories, wild, logical, or somewhere in between. And hey, while we're at it, let's stop assuming drama every time two besties aren't in the same picture. If anything, let's take this as a reminder to check in with our own friends, because sometimes life gets busy, and that doesn't mean the love isn't there. Now, your turn. Spill the tea in the comments. Do you believe in the multiple party theory? Or are you on team Taylor was just too booked and busy? Let's get into it. Sparkles, and there you have it, bestie. The Selena and Taylor saga, explained, unpacked, and maybe a little overanalyzed. But hey, that's what makes it fun.